So we're gonna be watching 2012, the most disastrous disaster movie ever by Pointless Hope.
Love disaster movies.
I love them too.
There's something just neat about everything being destroyed. The disaster genre occupies the same space in my mind
What is that?
as kaiju films, with a sprinkle of world bucks and city simulators. Both of these involve cities being obliterated by forces of nature beyond anybody's control, most of the time. I'm back! Disaster movies are rides. They hold very little substance and are all about the spectacle. I feel like this is a way to equally describe director Roland Emmerich, the man responsible for, well, all of this. I have a soft spot for
Really?
all three Emmerich disaster movies.
Oh my god, all those were by him?
All of this. I have a soft
Independence Day, 2012, and The Day After Tomorrow. Those are all amazing movies that I remember seeing. I haven't watched Independence Day, if I'll be honest with you, but I watched The Day After Tomorrow in 2012. Amazing disaster movies, and it kind of really shows how people would react. Most of them are pretty much fucked. You can't really do much about it, but that is realistic. That's what's going to happen. Most people are not going to make it. But the Independence Day, I'm probably going to watch that sometime this week.
spot for all three Emmerich disaster movies. Originally, I wanted to talk about these movies at the same time, in the same video, but it was incredibly long and I realized nobody probably knows who this guy is, but they sure do know what he's made. The peak of the genre. The most disaster of all disaster films that has ever been disastered was 2012. A premise entirely around a myth that circulated in the late 2000s and never again. According to the Mayans, the world will end on December 21st, 2012.
You lure them in with humor, then you make them think.
Having a movie around this premise really kind of ages it worse with time. The 2012 apocalypse really only lives on as a nostalgic joke, kind of like Y2K. I would have paid to see a disaster movie where Y2K ends the world. That said, having this movie revolve around 2012 is not a critique. I love that such a strange and unique apocalypse scare has kind of been time capsuled for us all to remember. As well,
Majority of people, they're like 20 years old, 20, 19, 18, I don't know, 21, 22. They were probably under 10 when 2012 was supposed to be the end of the world. Which is kind of creepy to think about how long ago that was. That is 13 years ago today in 2025.
unlike those History Channel specials, some people actually rewatch this movie a decade later, like me.
So just imagine
So
that.
how actually is this movie? Is it good? Was it ever good?
Sorry.
Why giant boats? While the plot of 2012 revolves around the entire world coming to an end and frequently mentions how the ancient Mayans predicted it all, that wasn't actually the reason this movie was made. Roland Emmerich wanted to make a movie about the biblical flood. What if the literal flood just happened in the modern day? That's why the boats are there. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Arcs. The main problem he had with the movie, though, was how do the wave actually happen? You can't have God just send another flood. Don't want to break continuity. Though it is kind of hinted at in the end product. Gee, I wonder if this scene is a metaphor in any way. A crack, a divide, if you will, between man and God? Can't imagine in the slightest what the symbolism in the scene might be suggesting to me. So Emmerich is now stuck with an urge to make a movie about a big wave, but he doesn't really have any good explanations. Luckily, Emmerich came upon the pseudo-archaeology book, Fingerprints of the Gods, a book that proposed a secret civilization once existed on Antarctica, and that it spread out to the rest of the world. Now you might be thinking, well, how did civilizations like the Maya, Egyptians, and others spread from Antarctica to the rest of the world? Well, according to this book, they didn't. Antarctica moved itself, and 12,000 years ago, it moved from the center of the Atlantic Ocean all the way down to the South Pole.
Yeah.
Continents
Exact same reaction.
don't have to move slow. they can move incredibly fast, it turns out. All you need is a theory called Earth crust displacement theory. A theory that suggests if magnetic poles shift, then entire continents can move along with it. Or to sum it up, this book doesn't know how land works. That was the inspiration for 2012. Roland Emmerich really liked this book and used it as the basis for the entire plot.
I mean, the movie was amazing regardless, so it actually kind of makes sense in the movie, but looking at it from the book's perspective, it doesn't really make sense, but it's a cool idea to make it to a movie, so fuck it, it worked.
Charles Hapgood named it Earth crust displacement. Albert Einstein did support it.
And to be
He actually
honest,
did.
it makes it better.
I don't know, honey. I just feel like there's something pulling us apart.
Okay, and now for the actual
2012
plot.
begins
Alright.
in 2009. Dr. Helmsley, a
2009.
scientist, learns from his colleague that the sun's just cooking the Earth from the inside out, activating the neutrinos. It can't be prevented, it can't be stopped. The sun's gonna just cook the Earth from the inside and break the crust. This is how science works. The matter becomes suddenly urgent, and Dr. Helmsley alerts the chief of staff, who upon reading one piece of paper, goes from dismissive to entirely believing in this guy forever. In fact, everyone believes this guy.
The world, as we know it, will soon come to an end.
Like, it's over. Can't debate that, the world's ending.
Oh, yeah.
Just pack your bags, everyone, we tried. Like, go home. The whole constant back and forth between our nations, it's over now. This guy said so. What was written that full...
Dude, the amount of people that will just start killing each other during those last days, they'll try to fucking rob everything. Get whatever they fucking want. Whatever a human wants. If he wants a cheese sandwich that day, he will go and then just shoot some guy just to get that cheese sandwich out of the supermarket store. Just because he can. Who's gonna stop him? He's gonna die the next day probably. And most of the people that were in this movie, they probably did. Go into a store, just rob everything, and end up getting killed.
fully convinced everybody that it's all ending 100%.
Dear God.
This is where you kind of just realize this is a cartoon world. And it's not a bad thing. I love cartoon logic. Because it's stupid and
Is that a
comedic,
cement?
and
Wait,
they
no, I just noticed that. That's a fucking cement truck? Oh, it's a
because
gas
it's
station. Never mind.
stupid and comedic, and they leap past all the stages of grief, landing right into acceptance. So here's something to think about. What if he was just wrong? Like, of course, the movie wouldn't happen, but what if this guy believed the neutrinos were getting cooked and it was gonna end the world, and everyone just went along with it? Billions and trillions of dollars put into making arcs, and he was just wrong? Like, whoops. Sorry,
Whoops.
everyone. I don't want to see that movie. Most of the movie isn't just spent on this guy, though. It's spent with John Cusack.
I'm a dead man.
I mean, sorry, Jackson Curtis. Real, crazy name change movie. Jackson is down on his luck. He's a published author who didn't sell many copies, and Patreon doesn't exist yet, so he's reduced to working as a fancy Uber driver for a Russian oligarch.
Curtis, you're late.
Good morning to you too.
A fate that will befall all creative people one day. His wife left him because he spent all his time gaming, forced to watch as Scott the Woz bangs his ex-wife,
Why don't we make a baby?
Sex.
and his children begin to love Scott more than their own father. Jackson
That
takes
sucks.
his kids on a reluctant journey up to Wyoming to, camp, I guess. They travel like 850 miles in a limo only to stay in Yellowstone with only a tent. Could have probably just went to a park or something. On his journey, Jackson comes across a federal site, and as any responsible father does, he brings his children into a restricted zone.
Don't you see the signs?
It's there that his family is deported by the feds back to where they came.
You're not by any chance the Jackson Curtis who wrote Farewell Atlantis, right?
They're the very same.
Later that night,
The very same.
Jackson runs into Charlie, a beautiful man who lives out of his RV and runs a conspiracy radio show speaking of how the end is coming and the government knows all about it. This movie just put Alex Jones in the film and made him a prophet.
To Trump charging into a goblin's nest to not get some goblin vomit, slop, and blood on it.
That guy's crazy, right, Daddy?
What is he talking about?
A protagonist, if you will. A hero. Charlie tells him of how we're in the end of days and only the global elite know, ready to escape the Earth on
Spaceships, man.
a future that we certainly are not heading towards at all. I love how Jackson just kind of plays along with what...
I like the idea that Elon Musk is using all of his money. He could retire. He could just fucking retire after Tesla. But he decided to start SpaceX just to be that one person to just take a step and try to go to Mars. So I love that about him. I can't hate Elon Musk for trying to progress the humans as a species. But compared to the movie, I think it's going to take a lot more than that to take entire civilization all the way up to Mars. And if we do, it's probably going to take a shit ton of money.
Charlie's saying, like, he's not even genuine at all.
Boom!
Bullshit. Nobody could keep that big a secret, Charlie.
It's like when you talk to a really drunk friend at 2 a.m. and they want to tell you all about the wonders of crypto. Unlike that friend, it turns out Charlie was right. And literally the next day, LA sinks into the ocean, just like Alex Jones foretold. It's a CGI mess, don't get me wrong. But I still
CGI
genuinely love this
I
sequence.
loved it.
It has a lot of, you know, moments. But the absolute scale of this destruction is just, well, it's still pretty special to this day. This sequence in many ways is why I say it's like a cartoon. This is such levels of destruction that it isn't even feasible. What science? That's boring. I only understand cartoon logic.
Hold on to those eggs, dear.
Hold on to those eggs.
Can you ever imagine being in this situation? It's so stupid. It's beautiful. Anyway, back to the movie.
It's beautiful.
Curtis and his family, including the boyfriend, Gordon, take a plane away from the crumbling shelf. So, he goes to find Charlie, who is awaiting the inevitable world-ending eruption at Yellowstone.
This marks the last day of the United States of America.
One day I wish to be this man. Yellowstone erupts.
I have goosebumps, people.
Jackson almost dies over a map, and he's saved by bad green screen. They land in Vegas, where Jackson's oligarch boss happens to be at. I know that's a stereotype that Russians are drunks, but, I mean, come on.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Get my voice as fast as you can. It's Rush. You still fly that thing, huh?
I'm gonna guess he was swigging a few vodkas himself. They all take off just as the Yellowstone ash cloud reaches them, and everyone on the ground proceeds to, I guess, die. My favorite is this aircraft controller, who for some reason, despite a volcanic ash cloud coming right towards him, in his last moments, needs to tell the plane that it doesn't have clearance to fly.
Do not have clearance. You must abort.
You do not have clearance. You can't be that fucking stupid.
Gee, buddy, I sure hope that was worth it.
I mean, probably if the movie showed that there was another airplane coming and that was the reason why he was saying that, that would be amazing, to be honest. That would be so good. But he just died last moments just saying a bunch of bullshit. But also, if I was the airport security and I was working, I saw what was happening, bro. Taking a gun, taking a pilot with me, fly now. Fuck restrictions. Anyone that comes out the door, shoot at them. Just get out of here. That would be my plan. I might get shot down in the process, but at least I try to make myself get out of it.
Everything
At least for a
died,
little bit.
except for our cast of characters. The ash cloud engulfed America, the president announces that the world is just ending, and the giant waves overtake the world. And with that, Jimmy, we're only about 50% through the movie. Oh boy, Cody, does that mean that the rest of this film is just as action-packed? You silly Jimmy. No. There is certainly a disparity in entertainment between these two halves. Jackson and the gang overshoot Hawaii and end up crashing where the plot needs them to be. By literally moving China 1,000 miles east. The gang proceeds to break into the futuristic yacht club with a Tibetan monk and his family, and end up jamming the doors of the Ark they break into. probably by poor Gordon getting his mangled bones crushed between the gears. Like, he wasn't even that bad of a guy.
You're a lucky man, Jackson.
Crunch.
They really just killed Ned Flanders off so Jackson could get back together with his wife, who, by the way, doesn't really seem bothered by Gordon dying at all.
Where have you been all my life?
Did you wipe Gordon from your mind? Did the poor man
just
even
did
get a
not care.
funeral, or is his corpse still stuck between the gears? Anyway, the wave
I mean, I'm kind of on her side because it is your original baby daddy that saved you and your whole family, and that's the reason why you're alive. But also the Ned Flanders guy, he did also drive the plane, so there's that. He did his part too.
side, and everyone has a happy ending, surviving an event that is so unscientifically accurate, future generations will probably doubt that it ever happened. Oh, it also turns out that of all the continents, one was spared.
The entire African continent is risen.
Several thousand feet, and it likely never even flooded.
Ain't that the darndest thing? I'm guessing from the
Africa
filmmaker's
made it.
perspective, they were seeing Africa as like the Garden of Eden. They really didn't think that through. Apparently, there was even a plan to turn the African colonization plotline into a TV show, but it just sort of fell through. I wonder why.
Nice.
Every poor person is dead. I think that in the sense of a disaster like that happening, I first thought like there's no way that the billionaires are gonna be saved. But then again, they're the ones that are gonna be funding the whole project, so they deserve to be inside of the ship because they're the ones that are gonna be paying for it. Because there's some people out there that you will not believe how rich they actually are. They have shit ton of money. And when I say shit ton of money, they have shit ton of money. They have so much money that you can't even fathom. They can't even count it, matter of fact. Billions upon billions of dollars in one person's hands. But besides that, you can't just have a normal guy working in GameStop being the ship. You probably have, I don't know, an architect, some type of like agricultural engineer, a bunch of fucking engineers that will take care of the ships, a bunch of, I don't know, dentists, doctors, all things that will be needed. I don't know so much about lawyers. I don't think law will really matter that much in that sense of the world ending. It could work, but later on. Politicians, I think only the top leaders, maybe presidents, yes, but like if you're part of the Senate, I don't think you're gonna be saved. But yeah, honestly, billionaires and basically if you're fucking useful, you can get on the ship. Fuck, even a baker will be more useful than a GameStop worker or a McDonald's worker. If I'm being honest with you. Me, I'm not getting spared. I make fucking YouTube videos. I'm getting kicked out the fucking ship. I have no use for you guys. Unless I become a billionaire and then fucking fund the ship, but besides that, I'm not making it.